Budget PC builds are finally back. If you are looking for amazing gaming performance at an affordable price, then you came to the right place. I will show you specific PC build recommendations for $750, $850, $1,000 USD, and then a bonus PC for under $700. All of these PCs will offer great value and no bottlenecks. That way you enjoy the fastest gaming performance at the lowest price. More details on the exact level of performance later on this video. And you will find the links to these budget builds down below in the video description with the latest prices and availability in your region. My name is Valentino. That being said, let's start. With the first PC, we have the cheapest one on this list. In my opinion, this one will be ideal if you are working with less than 800 USD and you want to play at 1080p high to ultra settings. By the way, you can also play esports games with this PC like Valorant or Fortnite at 240 plus FPS on average, so feel free to go with a 240Hz monitor if you want to. Now, this system has the Intel Arc B580 graphics card, which is a very solid GPU for 1080p, and you can play high demanding titles on high to ultra settings at 60 plus FPS on average, and it has 12 gigs of VRAM, which makes it ideal because you will not be running out of VRAM in any type of game. You can also use it for 1440p depending on the game and depending on the settings, so if down the line you want to switch to a 1440p monitor, you will be able to do so, once again depending on the game that you want to play. Then for the CPU, you get the i5-13400F, which is one of the best value CPUs in the entire market. More on the affordable range, of course, but it's still very fast for any game, and most importantly, it will not bottleneck the graphics card here in the B580. Then you get an aftermarket CPU cooler to cool down the i5 processor, 32 gigs of RAM, so you will be getting a really nice level of streaming and content creation performance. Then you get a 1TB SSD and a thermal take case with plenty of airflow, and in my opinion, it's a very nice looking case. Now, the price for this system will be under $750, so again, one of the cheapest PCs that you can get, and honestly, it provides very solid performance. Now, if you have more money to spend, for $850, you can get the next system, which has the same Intel Arc B580, so you will be getting really strong performance for 1080p high to ultra settings and for some games at 1440p once again. But inside of this system, you get a faster processor in the Ryzen 5 7600X. This processor is not only faster, but it's also from a newer platform, so it's more upgradable over time. So if down the line you want to switch to a newer CPU, you have more options to upgrade to. And since you are on a new platform, you get DDR5 memory, meaning that you will be getting 32 gigs of RAM once again, but this time DDR5, so it's faster memory. Overall, with this system, you will be achieving faster performance, especially when it comes to those high CPU demanding games or esports shooters, like for example Fortnite. So if you want to play esports games, you will be able to run games at 300 plus FPS on average competitive settings. So feel free to go with a 360Hz 1080p monitor. For the rest of the components, you get the same aftermarket CPU cooler and the same case with plenty of airflow, and then you also get Wi-Fi included inside of the system. Now, if you can spend around $1,000, you can get even faster performance, and that's why I recommend you getting this next system, which has the Ryzen 5 7600X processor, but for the graphics card, you get the RX 9060 XT 16GB version. This graphics card has 16 gigs of VRAM, which is ideal for any resolution, and it's a beast when it comes to 1080p high to ultra settings. In fact, you can play at over 90 FPS on average high to ultra settings in the most high demanding titles at 1080p, and you can also play at 1440p in high demanding games high to ultra settings and achieve over 60 FPS on average. So again, if you want to switch to 1440p down the line, this PC will be the fastest one by far. Now, if you prefer Nvidia graphics cards, then you can spend a little bit more and get the Nvidia RTX 5060 Ti, which is very similar in terms of gaming performance compared to the AMD graphics card I just mentioned, so you will be able to play at 1440p high to ultra settings or 1080p maxed out settings. But the Nvidia graphics card is better when it comes to ray tracing performance, and it has the DLSS, which is the upscaling technology from Nvidia, and it works better than FSR from AMD. So overall, it will be a better graphics card for a higher price. I will talk about the total price for these systems in just a second. For the rest of the components, once again, you get Wi-Fi included, the thermal take case, which will be perfect in terms of airflow and aesthetics, an aftermarket CPU cooler, a 1TB SSD, and the total price, if you go AMD, will be around $960. And if you want to go with the Nvidia graphics card in the 5060 Ti, the price will be $1,020. Very solid pricing for a gaming PC that will be perfect for 1080p or 1440p resolution. And remember that you will find the latest prices and availability for every component down in the video description in your region. And then down below, you will also find a system that's under $700 USD and also provides very solid 1080p gaming performance, high to ultra settings, even in high demanding games, because you still get a graphics card with 12 gigs of VRAM in the Intel Arc B580. So if you're looking to spend the least amount of money, but you still want solid performance out of your gaming PC because you want to play any game that you want at 1080p, then that system down below will be ideal for you. But of course, if you can't afford a different system, just go with any other PC I mentioned here. And if you're looking for a pre-built PC instead, because maybe you don't want to build a PC yourself, and that's completely understandable, then I recommend you watching my video on the best budget pre-built PCs that you will find in the top right corner of the screen. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.